this is the last house on our tour today.
Okay.
So I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about your background in the industry. How'd you get started?
Well, I've been selling real estate for the past 6 years. I'm licensed in both Minnesota and Wisconsin. And it's something I've always really been interested in since I was a kid, even watching home improvement shows back in the day when they were only on PBS, This Old House with Bob Vila. And after college, I worked in the internet industry for about 6 years. And then when I had an opportunity for a career change, it just seemed natural that I would go into real estate.
And what kind of properties do you handle now? What's your focus?
Most of my clients are either repeat or they come from referrals from past clients. So I've had the opportunity to work with a really wonderful group of people from all over the Twin Cities with all different kinds of needs. So I've sold everything from single-family homes, condos, townhomes, duplexes. I've helped both experienced and new investors and sold really all over from Wisconsin to Edina to Burnsville to Maple Grove.
And what are the advantages of working with a realtor when you're buying or selling?
You're hiring a realtor for their knowledge and their expertise. The average person may buy and sell a few homes in their lifetime, but this is something really that we do every day. There's a lot that can come up, and you need an expert who knows how to handle the situation and can manage the process and get you to a successful purchase or sale.
Now, what's the Twin Cities market like right now? What are the high points of the market?
It's in transition, but the good news is there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of affordable housing right now. There's a lot to choose from, and there's a lot of programs still available for buyers.
So what are the benefits of today's market for, say, a first-time home buyer?
Lots of opportunity as far as choice and financing. Rates are low, and there's still a lot of financing options that will allow zero down or low down, and in this market, sellers are often willing to pay closing costs.
And what kind of advice do you have for somebody who's buying for the first time?
Do your homework, and from the start, you want to make sure you have the right team working for you. I encourage buyers to use the internet as a resource. You can get information from anything from pricing to neighborhoods, and also if there's a neighborhood you're interested in, I think you need to drive around and experience the neighborhood and even check it out at different times of the day, because it can be a different neighborhood from rush hour to the middle of the day.
How do you help a home buyer clarify the kind of place they're looking for? How do you sort of balance the features they want and sort of steer them toward the right place?
I encourage buyers to make a list of wants versus needs, but oftentimes it's not until they look at a few properties that they really understand what it is that they have to have. And it is an emotional purchase for buyers, so oftentimes I'm playing the devil's advocate where they may find a home that they're in love with, and I have to remind them that what they really wanted was a dining room. And for someone who loves to entertain, that's a critical point. And whereas for someone else, maybe they really need to have that second bathroom or the finished basement.
For a first-time buyer, what are the steps they're going to go through when they start the sales process?
Initially, they'll want to meet with a lender to get pre-approved and see what it is they can afford. Once they do that, we can go through a buyer consultation to determine what it is that they're looking for, and then we can start the property search and actually view properties.
What's the lending environment like today? How has it changed, and what should first-time buyers be coming to the table with today?
Underwriting guidelines have absolutely changed in the past few months, and I think they'll continue to do that as the mortgage industry sort of attempts to correct itself. The good news is there still are plenty of programs for people with zero down or low money down, and rates are still low. So as long as someone's coming to the table with a job and good credit, there really will be an option for them.
Now, for investors, what kind of opportunities are available in today's market?
Right now, there are plenty of properties available that an investor could buy and immediately cash flow. That's something that we haven't always seen in this market. And on top of that, the rental market's very strong, so it's really a great combination for investors right now.
What kind of expectations should an investor be coming to the table with today?
For a first-time investor, I think it's important to make sure they have a realtor on their side who understands investment properties and understands how it is to deal with the bank when you're dealing with a short sale or foreclosure property. It can require some expertise and some patience to get through a transaction like that.
And what about sellers? What kind of services do you offer to people who are selling?
I'm a full service realtor, so I really am with them every step of the way. Initially, we would evaluate their home to see what, if any, improvements might need to be made in order to make it more attractive to potential buyers. From there, I'd help guide them through any inspections that may or may not be required by their city, and certainly help them to make sure they have all their ducks in a row as far as paperwork and any legal disclosures that might be required.
What kind of steps should sellers take to prepare their home for sale?
In this market, really the only thing they're going to have control over is condition. You want to make sure that your property is in perfect showing condition. If you have someone like a realtor go through with a critical eye, someone who works with buyers every day and knows what it is that buyers are looking for, that can really help and make sure that your home is shown in the best possible light.
I wonder if you could just talk about a little bit about your practice, sort of what's your philosophy of working with people?
I think it's really a consultative business, and it's more about building a relationship, and that relationship doesn't end at the closing table. Oftentimes I'll have buyers call me a year or two later after they've purchased their home, and they're wondering what kind of improvements they should or shouldn't make and what's going to be best for them as far as resale goes. When people are making a purchase of a home, it's the biggest purchase of their life, and they really need to know that they have someone that they can trust and they can count on, and someone who's going to be with them every step of the way through the long haul.
What's your favorite part about this business?
I love what I do. I love helping people find homes.